Hey guys, and welcome back to today's episode of the Undivided podcast. So today we've got a very exciting guest, three verers, who I'm really looking forward to sharing a bit more about. Drum roll, do you want to introduce yourself?
Hi, I'm Amy. I am Undivided's mindset coach.
How cool does that sound saying that?
I know. We've been waiting to say it out loud for quite some time, so we can finally say it out loud.
I know we've been plotting this for ages, haven't we? In the
Yeah.
background, we've been plotting. We've been on calls. We've announced it in like the client group, so it's going live tonight. Actually, when this podcast goes out, it'll probably be live, but it's going live tonight
That's
on
so
socials.
exciting.
Yeah, I know, and I'm really excited about this. So yeah, we're basically going to have a chat today about the plans going forward, what this is going to involve, like the reasoning behind it, and yeah, share a bit more about kind of you and what you're going to be doing, because we're saying this the other day, but like there's no other coaching team that I know of anyway that has like a mindset coach that's a team member as such. Like they
Yeah.
might bring odd people in to do bits and bobs, but this is going to be really cool because it's going to, you're going to be able to get to know the girls properly. You're going to be able to build relationships with them. Obviously, you've got a great background in fitness and bodybuilding, so that's going to be so helpful. So yeah, I just think it's going to be such a great thing. And we didn't even plan this, did we? It just like happened. I wasn't
No, it just
looking for anything
happened.
like this, or
So I put it on my vision board.
no, you did
And
not.
about a week later, we got in contact, and then it has just spiraled from there. Like that is genuine.
Really?
I'm going to take a photo of my vision board and send it to you.
Okay. Okay, yeah, do it. That sounds good. Because it
Yeah,
was
so
Kelsey, wasn't it? Like she obviously Kelsey. That was how it
yeah,
kind of came about. Obviously,
yeah,
one of our undivided coaches, Kelsey. Did you
yeah,
guys train together?
yeah. And I think at the very beginning, before we'd even spoke about it, we joked about it one day.
Did
Like,
you
oh, imagine if we did this with Undivided. And then the next thing I was like, Kelsey, I feel like we've actually just spoke this into reality, and here it
yeah.
is. So, yeah, I know,
I
crazy.
think it was when you came to when we did the empowerment event last year. We
Yes,
did the client event. Obviously, you came to that, and I knew at that point you were like, "Oh yeah, I'm like super interested in this, and this is something that obviously you have a lot of experience in, and you wanted to like go
yeah,
into." And I think you came to that, and then we just were like chatting about it, and then it's just you did a live, didn't you, for the
yeah.
clients? You did like a growth and fixed mindset live, and then we were thinking, and we were like, actually, this is a great idea.
Yeah, let's just come together. And I think because when you speak to people, and there is a focus on people understanding that people need support with their
Mm,
mindset, especially around fitness,
yeah,
but then no one that I know of, like you say, has that incorporated into their package. And when you speak to people about the idea, they think it's amazing, that they
yeah,
wish there was more of that. So it just
yeah,
felt really natural.
it
And
did.
for me, once I started thinking about it, and like, this is what I want to do, and I then wake up and I just get so excited. I know we said it when we were on a call. We'll just have a quick call. 2 hours later, we're like, do you think we should go?
I know. I was like, I'll just do this quick 15-minute call with Amy and then grab my dinner. And it was like 2 hours later, and we are still on the
Yeah.
call.
Yeah, I can talk.
Oh,
So it's never just a quick 10 minutes. But no, really excited. I think
yeah,
it's going to be amazing.
I really agree, and I think it's going to be great as well because I love the mindset stuff anyway. Like I'm
Yeah.
really into all that sort of stuff and like the self development kind of things. And I think we had little bits of that kind of incorporated into the business anyway. Like when
Yeah.
we did the empowerment event, that was mindset focused. Obviously, we had like a chart. We had like a it was like a breakthrough session, wasn't it? There, that's
Yeah.
what we call it. And then we did like the guided journey and the goal setting type thing.
Mm.
So I think because we've already done a lot of that within the coaching anyway, it was kind of like a natural progression to then build on that even more.
Yeah. And I think it's really nice because we discussed it, didn't we? That actually the coaches are going to meet up and do
Yeah,
mindful events as well, and just so that we're all doing the same thing as
yeah,
everybody else, which again I think makes a difference.
100%. Because like if like there's five of us in the team now, and like if us guys can meet up and do sessions together and like think about right, what can we do with the business, where can we take it, how can we help the clients more, like that's going to improve our coaching and what we deliver as well.
Yeah, and it's nice to have a team around,
It's so nice. And I feel like,
especially for you.
oh, it's great. I feel like I've got like a team of little besties that I'm just like, it's so nice because I feel like we all do get on really well. We're all like, I know Lily's a little bit younger, but we're all kind of a similar age. I feel like
Yeah,
similar mindset. It's just the best thing ever after like doing it by myself for so many years to now have like other people around me with like the same vision, like driven, motivated, like big
yeah.
goals. It is literally the best thing ever.
And it's just such a positive little group as well, isn't it?
It is, isn't it? I'm glad
Everybody's
you
so
said
positive. I always send things to Kelsey and it's like, I fell down the stairs today. My mind said, wow, how quick did I get down the stairs?
that.
So, so yeah, it'd be really nice because everybody's so positive, and
Yeah.
it's been nice to get to know some of the girls a little bit more as well. You know, when I came up to the
Yeah.
event, you could very much see what your vision was, which is really lovely. You can tell
Oh,
you really care about the clients that you work with.
yeah. I'm really glad you've said that because it's like it's sometimes you feel you know how you feel in yourself and what you see and where you want it to go and how much you care about it. But then it's nice that that comes across as
It
well.
does. It very much does. And I think it was Lizzie who said last night, you know, people get as much back from things as they put
Yeah.
in. And I think, you know, you girls put a lot in, you put a lot in. So just, yeah, I knew when I came up to that event that if this was something I was starting, it was something I wanted to do with you guys. So yeah,
Excited. Oh, I cannot wait. And we've literally got everything set up now,
we
which
have.
is great. So do you want to talk a bit more about like your background,
Yeah.
qualifications, like how you've got to this position, and then we can sort of
Yeah.
talk through that a bit.
So my background is in social work. I've worked in social work for 12 years, work in fostering, and my main role really is we match and place children with families, and then I support the carers to understand the trauma and the behaviour of the young people to help them change their practice and hopefully support them through to 18 or whatever that plan is. I've loved working in social work. Really nice to feel it like you're
Mm,
making that difference and see those success stories. But I knew that I wanted to do something different
yeah.
because when I go back, and let's say when I was 15, I wouldn't even go to the shop on my own. I felt so anxious doing anything. I didn't like everybody looking at me. And I just knew that wasn't how I was supposed to live my life. And then 2021, I went through quite a significant bereavement, and it was during COVID. So that was kind of coming to the end of COVID, I think, if I've got my timings right. I thought, right, I need to focus because I knew one of two things was going to happen. I was going out with my friends, I was drinking, you know, and I just thought that's not helping
Mm,
anything. So I need to focus. I'd never really stuck to anything. And I thought, right, I'm gonna do a photo shoot. So I
yeah.
signed up with a coach,
Straight in.
and as soon as I started, I was like, I love this. In the gym at 5 a.m., just so
Yeah.
happy. It made us so happy. And I actually felt like I had the right way to channel my grief because I knew I
Mm,
needed to do that, but I was stopping myself from doing it because I didn't want to do it in the wrong way. So I found that really comforting, and I felt like I was able to process things through my fitness journey. So once I'd done the photo shoot, I was like, right,
mm,
maybe I could compete because I'd watched Kelsey was the first person I'd seen compete. I'd
yeah.
followed Dad. I was watching people's YouTubes and people competing and sitting there thinking, I'd love to do that. But then that voice would always come in, yeah, but you know, you didn't even like walking to the shop on your own. So how could you get on stage? You know, your mum and dad couldn't come to the restaurant you worked in. How could you get on stage? And I thought, no, I'm doing it. I'm doing it. So I messaged Dan. I was like, hi. So I'd like to do this.
Um,
What do you think? And he said, oh, send me your check-in photos.
yeah.
And you know, so we had a chat about it, and he was like, yep, let's go. And it just went from there.
Yeah.
And again, as soon as I started, so the push up, I really enjoy off season, to be honest. So really enjoyed that.
We
And then
said this the other day. We both just love food.
just honestly,
It's
I
common.
keep seeing these food challenges and I'm like, 10K is not enough. Can I do a 20K food
Mm.
challenge? So you did that, didn't you? I remember
Yeah.
watching you do that.
Me and Hannah did a 10K one, and it was honestly the worst experience of my life. And I can eat quite a lot of food, but I think the issue was that I was quite far into an off season, so
Yeah.
I was already pretty full, and also I was ill that day, so I just think and we did it wrong. I need
Yeah.
a retake one day because I would definitely not do it the way that I did it.
Well, when you can do a retake, I'll do it with you.
Team building day, 10K challenge.
Team building day 10K challenge.
That would be
Uh,
brilliant.
so yeah, so I really enjoyed the push up, and then Dan one day said to me, "Amy, are you wanting to compete?" And I was like, "Oh yeah, I'm just waiting for you to tell us, when I'm ready
Yeah.
to go." He's like, "We're ready to go." So
And you're like, great.
okay, and again, as soon as I started prep for me, because I have a very busy life, I've got a very stressful job. My tolerance for stress is very high, which is how I
Right.
ended up getting alopecia.
Oh,
So
okay.
yeah, so once prep started, it's just like those
Mm,
blinkers come on. I know what I'm doing, and I'm like, right, let's go. And
yeah.
there's just no, not a moment throughout that where I think, oh, I don't want to do this. I just love it. I feel like I thrive in that environment. The amount of people who say to me in the gym, "How are you okay? How are you this happy at 5 o'clock in the morning?" But I don't know, I just found my peace in it, and I found
Yeah.
my happiness in it, and I love challenging myself. So all of that kind of came together. And the more I started to do things that proved to me how capable I was, the more that just
Mm,
fueled me to do different things.
yeah.
So, but I can remember sitting with my mum and explaining the process because I
Yeah.
thought I'm going to start getting small, and she's going to be thinking, "Oh my God," especially living so far away.
Yeah.
And she came down. My mum and dad are so supportive, really involved with. Well, I mean, you were sat with them at Telford,
Yeah.
so you
Yeah.
will know. But she came down for my bikini fit, and she got the bus down, and she got off the bus, and she hadn't seen us for months, living so far
Right.
away. And she went, and I went, "If you start, you'll get back on the bus." She went, "I know, it's out my system. It's out my system." So, so they were really heavily involved, and I
Yeah.
think that helped as well. But she said to me, "If you get on stage, Amy, that is a win for you. After how you were to who
Mm,
you are now, that is your win."
yeah.
So, yeah, it was just, and again, I've never felt confidence like that. And doing all of that work has just continued to build on my
Mm,
confidence.
yeah.
And I've just loved it. I've just loved every minute of it. And I like this part now, in 12 weeks, 14 kg up. And I
Yeah.
like to be able to embrace that. And because I
Yeah.
think a
It's
lot of
like a
people
mini
struggle with
challenge.
that. Whereas I'm like, hey, it's back,
Yeah.
comes back, having a
Yeah.
great time, can
Yeah.
sit in the bath.
100%. I sit in the
So,
bath now feeling in pain because my bum bone is on the bottom of my bath. You got a
yeah.
little worst bit of prep when you're like sitting down and you're like, this is just painful now.
Oh no, that's the worst bit. That is the worst bit.
It really is.
So yeah, and then during the other thing I have missed out, obviously, I have my social work degree. I've done lots of
Yeah.
training within that, lots of therapeutic training and understanding human behaviour. And then during COVID, I was like, you know what? I was still working, but I thought I'm gonna do a counselling diploma. Why not? So I did that,
Yeah.
enjoyed that, signed up to PTSD courses and did an NLP course. So just yeah, then
Just
everything came
explain
together.
what the NLP is, just for people that aren't aware of that.
The neuro linguistics programming. So it just will help me further understand people, how to communicate with people
Yeah.
appropriately, and coming from the positive
Mm.
perspective on things. So
Yeah.
it's how people change their thought process and their unconscious mind, really.
Yeah. Which is super exciting. Sorry I interrupted you then. I just
No, no, that's okay. So
um
yeah, that is me.
touch on you mentioned about the alopecia, and obviously I
Yes.
know a bit about that, but talk about that a lot. Are you okay talking about that?
Yeah, absolutely. So I'm going to say 5 years, but time goes quickly, so it could be six. I was going on holiday with my friend. Got up one morning, and my friend had come round because I was sorting out holiday clothes. And I went, right, went like that to put my hair up. I don't know if people can see this or are just listening, but I'm scraping my hair back. And I just had, I mean, you might be able to see a little bit here, but
Right.
this whole bit was bald. was just
God, so
completely
an
all.
actual like chunk of hair came out basically.
Oh, well, I never found the hair, but yeah, I woke up and I was just bald here.
Oh
It had
God.
come out from the root. So, and at the time I had bleach blonde hair, so I was like, is it the dye? I just looked and I just started to cry because I thought, what?
Yeah.
And my friend who was here, I mean, bless him, I don't think he knew what to do with himself, but he just looked at us and he was like, Amy, if it's good enough for Brittany, it's good enough for you, right?
I love him.
I know. And do you know what? I went from like laughing to crying, which was
Yeah.
what I needed. And then I thought,
Yeah.
right, I just need to figure out what it is.
Yeah.
But I was going on holiday. So I went on holiday, just kind of tried to embrace it at that point. But it was a really tricky time because I didn't really know what was going on. I didn't know how it was caused.
Mm.
Went to the doctors and she was not helpful at all. She just said, if I had £1 for every time a woman came in 'cause she'd lost a bit of hair, I'd be
No
rich.
way.
I know. And I was like, crying, like, can you tell me why this is happening? And she went, it's alopecia. I was like, can you tell me any more?
Yeah.
And I said, can I have my hair dyed? And she went, her exact words to me were, um, well, I wouldn't, but I don't have roots like you. And I was just, honestly, a bedside manner. It was just
Oh
awful.
my gosh.
So I went to see a trichologist, a hair specialist, to find out what was going on. And he said, basically, it's either hereditary, a
Yeah.
change in medication, or stress.
Okay.
So I was on no medication. It's not hereditary, so the only thing it left was stress. And I
Okay.
am well aware, especially in my job, you
Yeah.
are constantly in a high state of stress. So he said you can have a treatment, but your hair will never grow back. It's just a preventative to stop you losing your hair. So I was like, right. I said, okay, well, I've got private health. And he went, oh, no, it's classed as cosmetic, so you can't use it. And it was about 4 grand. And I thought,
Oh my
do you
God.
know what? I'm not doing it. I'm just going to embrace it. And then I thought, I've got two options. I can either let this make me really unhappy and stress about it all the time, which was then just going to make the
Yeah.
situation worse, or I could use it to help.
Yeah.
So I thought, right, well, my cousin's partner has suffered really quite badly with alopecia. And I thought, right, I'm just going to start posting about my alopecia, being really open about it. I started to wear my hair up and just
Yeah.
let it be there. And she sent me this lovely message saying, every time I see you do that, it just makes me feel so much better. So I just thought, well, I can use it purposefully,
Mm.
then I can make a change for people. So, but it did grow back.
Yeah.
It still falls out at times in different places, different patches. But at the end of the day, I've just accepted that that is part of who I am, and I manage my stress where I can.
Yeah.
Bodybuilding very much helps that. But yeah, I just thought try and use it for something good. I can't change the situation, so I might as well use it for good.
Yeah, and that is in itself is like what a it that just highlights like your whole mindset in
Yeah,
everything in life, doesn't it? I
yeah,
think it's like
absolutely.
sums you up because
Yeah.
not many people would respond in that way to something like that.
No, no, and don't get me wrong. It's not. When something first happens, it's really not easy. And
Yeah.
even when you've done lots of training, and like, I
Mm.
understand my own triggers. I understand when my own limiting beliefs are coming in, and I need to challenge those. But it doesn't mean that when something happens, I think,
Yeah.
oh. But
Mm.
I'm able to process things quite quickly and flip it to think, okay, what is this teaching me,
Yeah.
or how can I move forward from this? How can I make that change?
Mhm.
For other people and for myself, I very much see things as an opportunity to grow and
Yeah,
to learn.
very much growth minded.
Yeah,
Yeah, which is incredible. So you've basically been on like your own amazing journey.
crazy journey.
Crazy, crazy and amazing journey.
Yeah,
Yeah, and you're now in a position where you're going to be working with other women to help them. Let's talk
absolutely.
about what you're going to be doing within the team because I'm really excited for this and all the different avenues we're going to go into.
Yeah, so I'm going to be doing the third Sunday of every month, the live, and each month I'm going to cover a different topic and go in detail in that topic to
Yeah,
hopefully help people deal with anything that they've got going on and develop strategies for how they can manage things whilst at the same time trying to shift their mindset from a fixed mindset to a growth
yeah,
mindset. and challenge any of those limiting beliefs to get them to a place where they very much feel capable to achieve everything that they are capable of achieving. Because I think sometimes people lack that self belief that they are capable. And again, I know that because I've been there.
Yeah,
So I really, really want to empower people to be able to do that,
yeah, yeah,
and also cover any topics that they want to cover as well, because people will be sitting thinking, I'd maybe like to know more about this, or and then that's something that I can cover for them. I'm also going to be offering one-to-one sessions. They will be very specific to the person, and that will be dependent on their goal. I want to make sure that they're coming to their goal from a positive place. So it's something that they feel really passionate about working towards, rather than something that they want to move away from, just so
yeah.
that to try and keep that motivation there. So I want to work through that with them to see what their goals are, what is maybe holding them back from that, and challenge any of those limiting beliefs that they have and help them move forward from that. So
Amazing. And the exciting thing about this is this could be taken from like a fitness physique
yeah,
perspective. Like, for an example, say if someone's got a massive goal of doing the first photo shoot, you know, they don't feel ready, they feel like it's something they're
yeah,
terrified of. Like, I have this with a lot of clients, like very nervous about just getting in front of a camera
yeah,
initially and like being in a gym with other people, or just having a shoot with a photographer even is like a
yeah,
massive thing, right, for a lot of people. So it's like maybe something like, how do you reach that point where you're
yeah,
confident?
absolutely.
Or it might be like a weight loss journey. Like, this is really common. Well, we'll have clients that kind of self-sabotage within their weight loss, or, you know, they turn to emotional eating. So there's going to
Yeah,
be elements that we can work on where it is tied to their fitness and their physique
yeah,
and those
absolutely.
kind of goals. But
And I
then it
think
might,
that's unpicking with them, isn't it,
yeah,
actually? So if you are struggling with that, why is that?
yeah,
Is it that your identity has always been that you've been a bigger person, and that fear of losing that identity and being afraid of who you might be without that?
yeah,
Because that's the comfort blanket for you, isn't it? So
yeah.
it will be really nice to work with people to empower them to move through that.
Definitely. And I've already recommended to a few girls within the team, like, oh, you should book a session. Like, we should
Yeah,
work on this alongside it, which would be great. But then
yeah,
you've also got the whole element around, like, and with a lot of the girls that we coach, we do talk to them about, you know, their jobs and things they're struggling with in their personal life, because I do think it all ties in. And,
it
you know,
does, absolutely.
coaching, it's not like it's just your nutrition and your training. Like, when you get to know clients and you're talking about what's stressing them out and how the sleep's been, like, you do kind of hear about it.
Yeah,
And then you've got, because I think the mental well-being as well and how you feel in yourself, that also is a part of your physique journey.
100%,
Yeah.
100%.
So then you've got people who are maybe, you know, getting promotions at work, or they want to work on that. So if we can make this something that is not only about weight loss or building muscle, it's also about becoming your most confident self, the
Yeah,
best version of you. And if we can tie in maybe roadblocks that people are experiencing from a
absolutely.
mindset perspective, that's going to be great, and it's going to allow everything else to fall into place as well.
Yeah, and you know yourself when you are feeling more confident and you're feeling good, you feel that in every
Mm.
area of your life. So then when you are in the gym, you're feeling good about what you're doing in the gym, or you're
Yeah,
pausing, or whatever it is that you're doing and whatever journey you're on. If you're feeling like your best self, then that's going to shine through in every
100%.
area.
Yeah, and that's what we really want to kind of focus on. So we've got, this is going to be something we're doing exclusively with the Undivided girls.
Yeah,
And we've got options to book in like a one-off call, options for people to do like a monthly subscription where they
yeah,
get kind of a monthly call or a bi-weekly call. So there's a few different options.
yeah.
And then you've kind of built out a program looking at like kind of areas we would work through, and you've built in the mindset questionnaire as well, which we're going to be using with
Yeah,
clients in the
that's
first
going to be
week.
really good.
I'm so
Somebody did
excited
send
for
me one yesterday, and they
that.
have given me permission to share it in the group. So I am going to
Oh,
share one
brilliant.
just as an example in the
Yeah,
group.
that's great.
So I got that through last night. So that
Yeah,
was
let's
really
talk through that, because I feel like
yeah,
that's going to be really useful, because I think sometimes, we get a new client joining and it's like,
yeah,
yeah, you want to lose weight, you want to lose this much weight. We've had a good chat with them, because we always go on calls with people when they start anyway. So we've kind of delved into their goals and how they feel, what they're struggling with. But I think getting the client to actually acknowledge, this is a common thought I have, or this is
yeah,
something that I know I really struggle with. I think getting them to actually work through the mindset, any current limiting beliefs they have right at the start, and
Yeah,
being able to share that with either you or the coach is going to be an absolute game changer, just to like
yeah.
really understand the client.
Yeah, definitely. And I think that was something that we set up, wasn't it? So I've created the mindset questionnaire, which will hopefully highlight whether somebody is in a fixed or a growth mindset and in which areas.
Yeah,
So there are specific questions where a client will number themselves in terms of where they sit on a
yes,
scale. And what I'm hoping it will do, it will highlight which areas they are very much in that growth mindset. So whether it is that they think that they can develop skills with practice, or whether they feel like, oh well, no, this is just what I'm capable of.
yeah,
Because if they think they can develop their skills, then they're in that growth mindset.
yeah,
Great, we can enhance that. Whereas if somebody is feeling, oh well, no, this is my skill and I can't really
mm,
move forward from that's where my ceiling is. We want to
yeah,
then be able to do the work with them to help them push past that.
100%. Yeah,
And yeah, so I'm really excited about that. And then there may be elements where they are very much in the growth mindset, but then if they are getting constructive criticism, and
yeah,
that could be as simple as, say, if you were sending a response to their form,
yeah,
maybe if you do it this way, they then internalize that as, actually, do you know what? I'm not good enough. Oh, no,
yeah,
I'm not doing that right. So I must be stupid. And
yeah,
they're not taking that as constructive criticism to help them grow. And that's
mm,
because they're stuck in that fixed mindset. So we then want to be able to adapt our practice as well while we're helping them move forward into that growth mindset.
yeah.
So that's going to be really exciting.
Yeah, and imagine if we can pick that up at the start when we're
Yeah,
working with clients, we're going to understand how to communicate with the client more effectively, how to make sure they stay, excited and
yeah,
motivated about their goals. Because everyone's, some clients need that harsh approach and,
yeah,
tough love approach, crack on, stop messing about. Some clients would have an absolute meltdown if I spoke to them in that
yeah.
way. So it's like us understanding how the client works is going to help us get them better results.
Yeah.
So,
And I
yeah,
think it helps offer that reassurance as well. So if you have a clear picture that actually, okay, this person struggles when I say this, you
mm,
then know that you can approach that by saying, I'm gonna explain, but actually I don't want you to take this as a criticism.
yes,
This is to help you grow
yes,
while we do that work in the background to unpick why
definitely.
they may be feeling like that.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
that, yeah, it'll all come together really nicely. And
I-
within that, we've put some reflection prompts as well, just to help
yeah,
the girls with journaling and to maybe just unpick for themselves where they may be struggling. Because again, day to day, your conscious mind doesn't always know that. It's the unconscious mind that is in control, and will set that throughout the day.
yeah,
So if they're not paying attention to that and just thinking, oh, this is who I am,
yeah,
they need a way to be able to unpick that to get to the bottom of it. And that's a good starting point.
definitely. Yeah, this is something I've put a lot more time into, like in the past year as well, because I really struggled
Yeah.
with, I didn't realize at the time, but I was really struggling with elements of a fixed mindset in certain, not in everything, but in certain areas.
Yeah.
Um, and I did not realize at all that that was happening because I always think, oh, I'm quite a positive person, like I work hard, like I keep going. But that was something I was really struggling with. And then I had this huge realization. I was like, oh my God, like this is actually not me. And I
Yeah.
think I had to put a lot of work into like talking that through, doing the journaling, like reframing things, acknowledging when
Yeah.
it's happening. Yeah, and it just, I think once I had that realization, I was like, everyone needs to know how to do this.
Yeah. Yeah. And I was the same. I thought I was a really positive person. And now I'm like, well, I'm now like a Labrador on speed, but hey, but, but no, I think it is really good to be able to identify those things. And again, having that accountability partner, and I think that's something that's going to be really good within the team as well,
Yeah,
because having somebody who will, maybe not necessarily with the girls, some of them might not need that, but definitely for us as a team, being able to say to each other, I think you've slipped into that fixed
yeah,
mindset, and it keeps you accountable to,
yeah,
okay, yeah, and then you can start to think about
definitely.
that. So it is good to
Yeah,
have people keep you accountable for that, because we all do it. There are days where you might think something, you think, oh, why have I gone back into that? Of
yeah, it does happen. Even, and I
course it
really have
will.
to pull myself up and be like, no, like this is not me. It's just a blip, it's fine,
Yeah.
and like reframe it a bit.
Yeah,
But
and it
yeah,
isn't actually just about going, do you know what? I'm a positive person. I'll say a couple of things that I'm grateful for. Great. It's actually something that you have to be really
yeah,
conscious of and continue to do. But it is a really enjoyable journey. It's
I
not
love
always
it.
easy, but it's so good.
It's so
And when
rewarding as
you
well.
react, say you get a situation and you react and you know, I
Yeah,
would have dealt with that differently before.
yeah,
And you know you've made that progress. I
yeah.
just love it.
100%. And this is why I'm so excited to build it in. Because, yes, we've got the one to one work.
Yeah.
We've got, like, if people don't want to do the one to one work, they don't have to. They can just
No?
come to the mindset calls. They're going to be like mindset masterclasses on different topics. So, like, you already did one that was like growth versus fixed mindset.
Yeah.
And like we've got a few girls in the team who are coaches themselves. So I think even for them, having the opportunity to talk through the business side of things, like that's going to be
Yeah.
great. But yeah, I'm just really excited to build on that. We've got the group work, and then obviously you're going to be getting involved with the chat. Things like you've already put in bits around like journaling and like apps
Yeah.
to use, and things around. We've even got, which I just think is so cute. We've got a little book club going on now in the group.
Yeah, that's so cute.
One of the girls made a book club, and they've got their own little group with the books in now. So even things like that, and like you putting reading recommendations in,
Yeah.
like yeah, I just feel like it's going to be such a useful addition. And like even like speaking to you, you have such like a positive, just I don't even know how to explain it, but
Labrador on speed.
yeah, let's go with that. Let's go with that. But that's what you just have,
Yeah,
just
it's
this
just it's
positive like
just that
aura.
energy, isn't it?
Yeah,
And again, one of your girls said to me in the gym, and I did message her saying, "Oh, thank you, you made me day." She said to
yeah,
me, "You are just a ray of sunshine, aren't
yeah.
you?"
Yeah. Yeah, literally. And I just think that impact being in the group, in the team, at the events, just the presence is going to be
Yeah.
absolutely fantastic.
Mm.
And we've said this before, like obviously we did the empowerment event. We've got a few events lined up this year and meetups and things. So having you involved with the things like that as well is going to be amazing. And I'm not going to talk about this one yet because I feel like I don't want to give it away, but we've spoke about another little idea
Yeah.
under wraps, like a something within Undivided, but a bit of a spin off that
Yeah.
we're hoping to do, which I think is going to be absolutely brilliant. And again, like I don't know anyone that's doing anything like that within the female like fitness coaching space.
No, I don't either.
So
Very excited.
big things coming. It's going to be
Yeah.
amazing.
Yeah.
Um,
And again, I know you have some girls competing as well, and
yes,
the
yeah,
likelihood is I'll be at those shows
yeah,
or will
yeah.
come along to those shows anyway. And then if anyone's a little bit nervous, I can help them there as well.
100%. Like even nerves, like dealing with the pressure, even things like I know after, and I've had this conversation with a few of the girls that have competed for the first time, just really struggling with coming away from it and losing, feeling like lost. And I know I experienced this as well a little bit the first time I competed, but just having that sense of like, oh my God, I had this huge goal for such a long time, and now this goal is no longer there.
Mm,
What am I doing? Like, what am I
yeah.
working towards? And just feeling like lost in their day to day life.
Yeah.
So even having support, having someone like you there around coming off something as big as that is going to
Yeah.
be an absolute game changer. So
Yeah,
this is why it's going
absolutely.
to be so great having you as well, because you've got experience in bodybuilding. It's not like, most coaches will say, oh yeah, you need to go and work with a counselor or a therapist, and great, but there's no connection
They
there.
don't
Whereas
understand those feelings post show.
yeah, whereas with you it's going to be great because we're all going to be a team, we're all going to be communicating, and
Yeah.
that you've also got the experience with the actual high level training and the bodybuilding as well, which is going to be so much more relatable.
Yeah. I'm very excited. I don't know
Oh
if I've
God.
said that before.
No, no, neither. But I can just honestly, when you're just talking to someone and you just like you can feel yourself like
Yeah.
I don't know what's the word, like you just feel like
Well, it's the vibe.
it's the
It's
energy.
the
The energy's just there, you know what I
vibe.
mean?
Yeah. Well, they say you become the five people you spend your most time with.
Yeah,
So that can't be a bad thing if everyone's really positive.
I know, we're gonna roll with it. So yeah, it's gonna
Yeah.
be
Give
amazing.
ourselves a pat on the back for being so positive.
Oh, yeah. Is there anything else you want to add? Do you feel like we've missed anything about you or your journey or what you're going to be covering within the team?
No, I think that's everything. I'll keep people updated on my chaotic life and how I manage it. I think that'll be useful.
God.
Because I honestly, the amount of examples I could give and will be able to give from things that happen in my own life and how I manage and get through them would probably be quite helpful.
Yeah. We should do like a little Monday mindset breakdown of like the week
Yeah.
or something.
Yeah. What happened this week? No, but I think people should also do that jar thing that I'm doing because it's so nice. And I put this
Yeah.
in my jar. The call we had last week, I
Did
put that in my
you?
jar for, yeah.
Wait, tell everyone on the podcast what this is.
So it's my jar of wins. I think I saw it on TikTok or something. I can't take credit for the idea, but at the end of every week, so get a jar, and at the end
Yeah.
of every week or when something happens, put your little win in the jar at least once a week. And then when you get to the end of the year, you open it and you've got 52 amazing things that have happened to you throughout your year.
You know what? I'm going to start that, but it's already week 4. What week is it? Week
Just
4?
you can go back 4 weeks.
I'm gonna do it when something positive happens every time.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm gonna do
And
that.
the other thing that conditions you to look for the positives.
Yeah.
So you're then like, oh, could that go in? Oh, should that go in?
Yeah.
So it does condition you to look for the positives. I love it. Put mine in this morning.
I'm gonna do that.
Do it.
Amazing.
We'll open them at like a Christmas event.
You know what? We should do that with the team and get everyone to bring them to the event.
Yeah.
That will be, and everyone just walks in with their little jars. How cute would that be? I love it.
Yeah, amazing.
Amazing. Yeah, so that pretty much wraps it up. I think I haven't decided yet whether I'm going to put the podcast out tonight and just hardcore launch or do it tomorrow. But by the time the podcast goes out, this will all be like, ready and live and set to go. So yeah, we're just really excited. And if you are someone that is female, obviously we only work with females, if you haven't gathered that yet from the podcast, and you want to get involved with the team, you want to kind of push yourself to the next level within your training, you want to level up with physique, but you also want to work on the kind of self-development, the mindset side, then something like this would be perfect for you. So if you are interested, you can drop us a message on Instagram. We're always happy to have a chat with you. And then we do calls as well. So if you want to just get to know us, ask us anything, you're not sure, you can just book a call in and we can just have a chat and decide whether it's going to be the right thing for you.
Perfect.
I'm excited.
Me too.
What have you got? Any final parting words of positivity?
Have a great week. What was the one from yesterday? There's only one you and that's your superpower.
Oh, I love that. Yeah, I like that. That's cute. I've started doing, sorry, this is my last thing and then I'm actually going to go. I've started doing this thing where on my notes on my phone, because I've started like my little morning reading thing in the morning. So I read something to do with like mindset or something productive. And I read all these mindset books and then I'm like, oh, that's a great quote. And then I can never remember the quote, or obviously you have to then go through the book to find the quote. So I've started this thing on my notes called Weekly Thoughts, and every nice quote I come across and read in my book, I write it down. So now I've just got a massive list of like really nice quotes on my notes. This is a really nice one. This is my parting one. This was in this morning's book. I'm reading a book at the minute called The Obstacle is the Way by Ryan Holiday. Remember that this moment is not your life. It's just a moment in your life. Focus on what is in front of you right now.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah, I thought that was nice.
Yeah, I've got a big long list of quotes.
Oh, we're all matching. I love it. This is a good one as well. The point is, your definition of rising is always going to be personal, individual to you, but one of the biggest impediments to rising is also personal and individual, being blind to the behaviours and habits that keep you stuck.
Oh, that's so nice.
Which I feel is quite deep, but quite a good quote.
So this is the last one, I promise, but one that very much is like what I've been talking about. Your perspective can be your superpower or your prison.
Yeah.
Let's make it your superpower.
Yes, 100%. And on that note, we'll leave this here for today's episode. Amy will be back on the podcast and we'll be talking all things mindset, how they relate to different aspects of your fitness journey. Maybe we could do some podcasts on like if you are struggling with like weight loss, if you feel like you're self-sabotaging, maybe for people that are like coming out of competing in shoots and dealing with body image. So I'm really excited to go and get stuck into some good topics here. Do you want to just I'll put your Instagram in the notes. Do you want to just say your Instagram for anyone that wants to give you a follow?
Yeah, it's Ames Journey 22.
Amazing. And I'll type it up below so people have got it. Yeah,
Perfect.
but thanks so much for jumping on this podcast. And this hopefully will be the first of many.
You're very welcome.
Oh God, the gingerbread man is here. Last night we had to do a call with the guys and I put a picture on my story and I was like, Amy, we need to cover your face up, and she waxed out this giant gingerbread man.
I love how no one questioned like why it was there. It's just like, oh, that's great, let's do that.
The funny thing is it's literally like a life-size one, so it's actually the same size as your head.
No, it's excellent, excellent.
I'm gonna focus one. Right, anyway, see
Perfect.
you soon, guys.
Bye.